You know, where we have to be aggressive in the trenches on defense, we have to be protective in the trenches on offense. Last week against Houston, the Steelers had 5 sacks on Texans quarterback Matt Schaub, and that is a sign of things that could possibly come to us if we do not protect Derek Anderson. He's already going to have limited options with Dante Stallworth injured, so he's doubtful, so odds are he's not going to play. And, you know, with limited options, he's going to, that's just more time that he's probably going to need. And we just need to make sure the offense, we need to make sure that our offensive line is sturdy. We protect Derek Anderson because, any mess up, we need to avoid any forced errors. And, the more mess ups we have, it could turn into a disaster. And my third and final key is to establish Braylon Edwards into the game. Last week, our Pro Bowl receiver from last season, Braylon Edwards, had only 2 catches for 14 yards. And for our offense to get moving this week, we have to integrate him into the game. And I realized a lot of that was because he was dropping passes. It's not like we weren't getting him into the game. But hopefully he'll have his game back together this week. We need to get him going. We need to get the ball to him early. And I know normally, the traditional football plan on offense is to get the running game established and then go to the passing game. But you know what? Because of Braylon Edwards' ineffectiveness last week, I really think the Steelers are going to key on the run. And maybe on the first drive for us, getting a deep pass to Braylon Edwards could be a quick score possibility if we can catch the Steelers off guard. You never know. And, Braylon Edwards is a game breaker. We need to get the ball to him and, get him into the game and our season. That should be a top priority because, he is a monster. So last week, I truly believe was an exception. I mean, he had a couple drops and it was disappointing, but I think he'll have his game back together. So, Braylon Edwards. So a recap of my keys: get pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, protect Derek Anderson at all costs, and get Braylon Edwards in the game early. So notes and numbers now. The Browns trail the all-time series against the Steelers 55-57, and the combined score of those 112 games is Pittsburgh 2,278 to Cleveland 2,277. 1 point separates the two teams in 112 games, which is just absolutely insane when you think about that many games and the score being that close. This has been, like I said, one of the greatest rivalries in the history of the NFL, and I'm excited to see it continue on Sunday night. Now, the Steelers have beaten the Browns 15 out of the last 16 games. There hasn't been a streak like that in the series since the Browns beat the Steelers 16 out of 18 games from October 7th, 1950 through October 19th, 1958. So it's been a while. And my final note, which I've already told you guys, I'll be at the game, so I am pretty pumped about that. Now, my pick is the Steelers by 11 points. Once again, I hope we blow them away. But what I saw last week against Dallas was basically what I expected. We need more time to gel as a team. The preseason, the injuries, kept us from really getting in a groove on offense. Now, in the second half, our defense looked better. Our offense still looked so-so. Hopefully in this game, with another week of practicing together and, another game to test the waters as a team for the season, I think, I think that we'll look better. But, I just don't think that it's going to be enough to beat the Steelers this week. Like I said last week, we may start 0-2. Now I believe that we will start 0-2. Even if we send extra guys on the pass rush, the Steelers' offense just looked too efficient last week. I think we're going to have a hard time getting defensive stops, just like we did against Dallas. Predicting the loss is tough, especially against the Steelers. And, of course, I would love to be proven wrong. So hopefully our Browns go out and do that for me on Sunday. You guys got last week's recap and this week's keys, notes, and prediction. And what can I say? Go Browns! It's gonna be sweet. Sunday Night Football, Browns and Steelers, doesn't get much better than that. Early season, it's gonna be huge in the AFC North. Last season, we went 10-6, 0-2 against the Steelers, missed the playoffs. Had we just won one of those two games, we would have made the playoffs and won the division. So it is huge that we win this game. And I know I picked the Steelers, but I believe that we have it in us. We just have to play some great football, and I'm excited with what we can do. It's going to be great. So, once again, I'm AJ, and thanks for watching the 2008 Cleveland Browns Bash Week 2 edition. And I will see you guys next week with a recap of our game against the Steelers and a preview of our Week 3 matchup. And hopefully I'll be giving you guys good news. We'll see. Once again, my line is Pittsburgh by 11, and I hope I am way off. So I'll see you guys next week.